we want to integrate this. So we need initial condition or boundary condition when z equal to 0. We need boundary condition when z equal to 0. We need height, which is hf, at z equal to 0. What did the book say? The book didn't say anything. Which page number, Raymond? Did you read the book? 98? 96? So page 96, it tells what? The boundary, yeah, I see that you can see. The boundary condition is HF at z equal to 0 equal to HS equal to hole up inside the slug body multiplied by diameter. Hole up in the slug body multiplied by diameter. Okay? You can use that as a good approximation. Do I really want you to do that? No. Okay? Because there is a discontinuity of your liquid hole up.
This assumption says there is no gas at the boundary condition in the liquid height, right?
Liquid height calculated based on hole up inside the slug body, right? So they assume fully mixed inside the slug body. So let's say we can convert height from the hole up by use hole up multiplied by diameter and equal to height. Hole up is not the ratio of cross-section area but the ratio of height divided by diameter. That's a rough assumption.
Doesn't it mean that
if you have to use a punch card, okay, punch card in the year of what? 19 something. When was the double Hubbard model? 75? 1975. Do we have Excel 2014, 2015? No, right? They use what? A punch card. Put it into a machine and do the calculation. You have a lot better computer. You don't even need to use a punch card, right? You just type it, it's done. So you should not make that kind of approximation because your computer is a lot better, 1 million times better than Dr. Hubbard computer. Okay, a lot better computer. So you can get the height from liquid hole up, right? And Siri, how do you get height from liquid hole up? Which equation do you use? Height from liquid hole up. Don't call me a grade. 3.38 for AL2 though. So let's say we have liquid hole up equal to 0.7. How do you get height? Is this in the exam too? I think what is in the exam is easier than this. Maybe. Is it? Okay. So Siri, how do you solve it? Let's say hole up is 0.7. How do you get height? Which method do you use? Tell me any name. Go 6 over? Yeah. Do you know how to do that? So you see, AL2 though can be calculated based on the value of liquid hole up, right? So from liquid hole up, we can calculate AL2 though. So we will find H that make left hand side equal to right hand side. Just that. Solve it numerically, then we get the value of H. So this is how we get H from liquid hole up. Then we set that H as our boundary condition. Okay, boundary condition for what? For solving that equation. You see the equation on the screen. We try to solve the equation. We need the initial condition, right? Initial condition: get liquid hold up inside the slug body, but you don't want to multiply by capital D. You don't want to multiply by diameter. You just solve it directly to get height based on 3.38. Solve it numerically. Then we get height, right? What the book said is this: if your height is less than the critical level, use your height. If your height is greater than the critical level, use critical level. Basically, use whichever that is smaller. Okay, you calculate critical height. Critical height is that one, right? This height from here to here is your critical height, HC. Okay, so if your initial condition for H calculated based on liquid hold of the slug body is lower than that, use that value. If it is higher than that, use whichever that is smaller. Okay, use the smaller one. Akin, why is that? Why do we want to use a smaller one?
Because we are trying to avoid where the HF is equal to infinity.
Yes, we try to avoid that part. Plus, the equation that we have is valid for the bottom part, not the top part, right? That is the top part. If we start, the actual solution look like this. If we start at here, this means we have to go across the point where the slope equal to infinity, and infinity in the calculator doesn't work. Okay, so select whichever is smaller. So which page number talk about this? Arya, do you have the book at home? Okay. Which page number that talk anything about this, or I just make it up? 96? Yes, 96 talk about this. You bought the book and you read it already, right? That's why you know it's 96. Good? Buy the book, it's not enough, you have to read it too. Alright, so now we know how to select the initial condition, okay? And I take a note here that if you want x to be constant, but you use the assumption in the book, we get x is not exactly constant. Mass is not exactly conserved. Mostly conserved, but not exactly. Not 15 digits after the decimal point. Okay? So, x is VTB minus VLLS multiplied by HLLS multiplied by rho and multiplied by AP, right? That is x. I put here that we want to select the height that make x to be constant. Okay? So VTB minus VLTB at z equals 0 multiplied by HLTB at z equals 0 must be equal to VTB minus VLLS multiplied by HLLS. So shedding rate, shedding from the slug body has to equal to the mass that go into the film zone, right? So we have this relationship. This relationship is similar to what you have earlier in what page number? What page number that you have this kind of equation? Can you tell me? Anyone? Danny Perez? Tolani Afolabi? You're looking for it. Viton? 92. Or you can raise your hand and just say, hey, I found it. 92. Okay. Equation 3.87, right? Cancel AP and rho L on both sides. You get something like this. But in 3.87 is VTB minus VLTBE. Okay? VTB minus VLTBE and that H is HLTBE. So it's a HOAP at equilibrium height. But right now I'm not talking about HOAP at equilibrium height. I'm talking about at z equal to 0. So at the end of the slug body, or at the first point of your integration domain. So if you, this value of H and value of V has to be consistent. If we select value of V at equilibrium height, this H has to be H as equilibrium height. If we select it to be at the back of the slug or z equal to 0, this V has to be V at z equal to 0. So by doing this way, we have mass conserved. Okay. So we say initial condition for VLTB at z equal to 0 will be VLLS. Okay. Velocity inside the slug body. Okay. And initial condition for HOAP is HOAP inside the slug body. Good. And for HOAP, from HOAP we can calculate liquid height, 3.38 numerically. Okay. So now we have initial condition, right? That's all we need. We have initial condition for, what is my initial condition? HF at z equal to 0. We have that. What is tau F at z equal to 0? Can we know that? Tau F at z equal to 0 has to calculate from velocity at z equal to 0. Velocity at z equal to 0 come from mass balance. This equal to that, VLLS. For horizontal flow, VLLS equal to VGLS. Anders, what is VLLS?
It's the
Yeah, liquid velocity inside the liquid slug. VGLS is gas velocity inside liquid slug. So now we can solve it. Okay. So this is the same explanation of what in the book. So this basically we say we use whichever is lowest to start the integration. We use whichever is lowest. So at this point, slope equal to infinity, we don't want to start at that point. So we want to start at a point that is lower than that. Okay. Or if the critical height is lower than film height, we start at critical height. Or a little bit lower than critical height. Good. Who studied the numerical method class? You, right? Akin, who else? With Dr. Moss. Yao Sheng. Sweta, did you study the numerical method class? Okay. Modia, you know how to do this, right? We are going to do RKF 45. They didn't use RKF 45, but basically if we know initial condition, then we can solve it. And after we solve it, it looks like this. Ta-da! It looks like that after we solve it. Okay. In addition to that, we try to do this, okay? But to reach that, I have to explain you some more parameter. Okay, you know about critical level, right? Next, from critical level, we want to discuss about liquid film length, slug liquid HOAP, and VTB, translational velocity or the velocity of the interface. I said all these come from closure relationship. Okay, we don't discuss it. We just say, okay, this is the equation that I get it from. We will talk about it more later. So VTB, calculate from this equation. Okay, Bendixson. C0, set it equal to 1.2 for turbulent and 2 for laminar flow. Okay. LF is LU minus LS. LS approximated from 30 nanometer. Okay. Slug length is about 30 nanometer. That's what they use as an approximation. And LU is VTB minus divided by frequency. Frequency comes from another closure relationship, correlation, right? That's frequency. Basically, you can get it from the lab too. You count how many slug body do you have per minute. Okay. Then you can say, okay, in 1 second, how many slugs do you have? So the unit is like 1/second or hertz. Okay, that's slug frequency. So slug frequency, VTB divided by slug frequency equal to slug unit length. So basically 1/frequency is the period, right? 1 period. So 1 period is the time that make one slug reach to the next point, okay? Repeat itself in a periodic manner. So time, which is period, multiplied by VTB, give us slug unit length. Okay, LU equal to VTB by frequency. Hope inside the slug body is calculated from this equation. And theta in here is degree, it's not radian. Okay, this is a correlation. All this is in your book. Which page number that you have this equation, HLLS? Which page number? Viton, you found it? Viton. It have HLLS? Really? I found it already. How about 110? You get 110? So 110, 3.167. And slug frequency is the next page, 111. So these parameters, they are from closure relationship. Okay. We can use it for first approximation. So now we know liquid hour inside the slug body to calculate our initial condition, right? And we know LF, film length, so that we know when do we stop the integration. Now we know VTB, so that we can calculate VF, right? Okay, VTD, we get it already. So liquid profile calculation example, I use flow pattern map, page 81, and select this part. See that part? Okay. Density of liquid phase, which is water, viscosity, VSL, I set it to be that much. VSG, okay, pay attention with your VSG. I calculate density of air. I get 1.2. Okay. Molecular weight of air use 28.9645. If we do at different density, you can do the calculation, right? If we do at different pressure, you can do the calculation, right? Okay. Inclination angle equal to 5, diameter is 2.54 centimeter or 1 inch. Akin, are you awake? Okay. So I calculate my RELS. This is a calculation step. So you want to know how to do this, okay? RELS, rho L, VSL, D divided by mu L. Okay. I think there's some typo in my slide. RELS. Okay. And you will help me to check it. You see this RELS and RELS that we talked early on.
This is RESL.
Oh, not RESL. Oh, that's one LS. Okay, this is different. Okay, this RESL, superficial Reynolds number. Superficial Reynolds number for liquid, for gas, I calculate it. I calculate VTB I calculate VM, calculate HRLS. These are from correlation, right? Then calculate average density, average viscosity, get the value. Okay. And from figure 3.39, C0 is 1.2. If it is turbulent flow, we say C0 is 1.2. Okay. So put 1.2 in, I get VTB equal to 30 meter per second. Then I calculate X, which is 0.6 kilogram per second. That's X. And for the battery condition, I calculate HF, I get this much, 0.01256. So this is H that come from HRTB Z equal to 0 equal to HRLS. Okay, that's high. And series, this is number that we talk about, right? That back calculate numerically. Okay, check the critical level, set the denominator equal to 0, calculate it. I get HC tilde 0.995. HF based on HRRS is less. So we select whichever is less. Okay, this is to show you how do I solve this equation numerically. You can use cosec. What I did is I changed HF slightly and find the location that make my denominator go to 0. Just that. So now I check HE, equilibrium film height. So we can solve for H that make numerator go to 0, right? I plot the same graph, I get the value. You can use bisection Newton method or something for equilibrium film height. Okay. You don't need equilibrium film height to solve Doppler-Hubbard equation, but you can calculate it. And now you know how to calculate it. Okay. Then I show you this. Solve it. Okay. Use RKF45. Get this profile. This is from Doppler-Hubbard equation that we talk about. Sveta, which is the page number for Doppler-Hubbard equation. 96. Okay, good. So we solve it. That's the result. We stop the calculation where Z equal to LF. Okay, this method look good, but it's not that correct. It look good, but it's not that correct. Okay, I will tell you what's wrong with it. Yes? Oh, okay. Doppler-Hubbard is only for horizontal. And I did not use it for horizontal, I use it for something else, 5 degree. And then I show you that the result from Doppler-Hubbard is not the same as Taito-Bani. Taito-Bani is for any inclination angle. It's not the same, it's different.
Which one is more close to experimental?
Which one is better? Of course, Taito-Bani. Because Taito-Bani is applicable for incline, but Doppler-Hubbard is not. Okay, you can see that the difference in height is a little bit different, right? Does that matter? Yes, it is matter. Because at the end of the day, you want to calculate whether you have mass flow rate from this kind of calculation match with your input mass flow rate or not. Okay. Alright. Film profile for other case. For other case, I change VSL, VSG, VSL, VSG. They're close, right? They're close, not identical. Okay. So for the case where horizontal flow, I think it sometimes this kind of match exactly horizontal flow. But you can see that, look at this part. How many dots do we have? Quite a lot compared to this part, right? RKF45 adjusts the jump automatically so that it can handle the rapid change in the profile. If you use RK4, it may not converge. RK45 can adjust and make more dots when the phenomena change quick. Okay. So in this case, you really need RK45. RK4 won't do it when it drops sharp like that. Okay, this VSI equal to 0.1, VSI equal to 2. Question is, can you do this? Not really, unless I give you some kind of
How much are you going to
spreadsheet, right?
consultant service after we graduate?
What? How much can you get from doing this? This is only small part.
How much are you going to ask
Oh, ask
after we graduate?
after you graduate.
Consultant service.
I don't know. Okay, now you know that it can be solved for the film profile, right? Next step is, what's wrong with the film profile that we talk about? In short, okay, we stop at this part, okay, but in short is we can, it's not quite short, but we can calculate WL, okay. You see this WL, time integration. WL is mass per unit time, right? Mass flow rate. We can calculate mass flow rate by using freezing method, okay? And there's another method to do the calculation of mass flow rate. And mass flow rate, WL, is already well defined based on your input, right? Mass of liquid per unit time that we put in at the inlet. That's WL, right? Kilogram per second at the inlet of liquid, that's mass flow rate.
It is not the same.
Once you do the calculation, you see the integration limit from 0 to liquid film. Okay. That mass flow rate taken into account of film height, you see, HRTB, the film height, the change in film height with distance. If we do everything right, integration of WL based on this equation has to match with the given input of WL. If it doesn't match, we have to do some kind of iteration. Okay, this means the assumption that we make for LF doesn't allow mass to be conserved. Okay, so we have to check WL. Which page number talk about this equation? 97. Equation what? 3.111. Okay. Read about it. We will talk about it more on Wednesday. And Une, you want quiz on Wednesday? No? Oh, okay. I confused you say yes. Okay, you say see you next time.
As soon as I start working, I get some money, I'm gonna buy